Most people believe that going to the gym and doing more reps, lifting heavier, or pushing harder automatically leads to better results. What for injury, not progress? Today, I want to help you unlearn 5 popular exercises, or rather, 5 popular mistakes, so you can protect your joints, strengthen your body the right way, and make your workouts truly effective, not just exhausting. Let's begin with something we see every day in gyms, the behind-the-head lat pull-down. This one looks intense. You sit down at the machine, grab the wide bar, and pull it behind your neck. Many people believe it targets the lats and upper back more effectively because of the greater range of motion. But here's what's actually happening. When you pull the bar behind your neck, you're externally rotating your shoulders beyond a safe range, while simultaneously pushing your head and neck forward just to avoid contact with the bar. The shoulder joint is a ball and socket joint, and while it's highly mobile, it's also extremely delicate. The rotator cuff muscles, especially the supraspinatus, are very small, and when overstretched or pinched, they're quick to inflame. Repeating this motion under heavy load increases your risk of shoulder impingement, labrum tears, and nerve compression in the brachial plexus, a major nerve network running through your neck and shoulder. So what's the alternative? You don't have to give up lat pull-downs, you just have to change the bar path. Instead of pulling behind your neck, lean back slightly, keep your chest high, and pull the bar in front of your body to your upper chest. When done this way, the movement stays within the safe functional range of your shoulders. Your lats, latissimus dorsi, still do the majority of the work. You'll also engage your teres major, trapezius, and biceps brachii, but without putting unnecessary strain on your joints. Now let's look at sit-ups, a move that's been drilled into us since school. Most people lie down, hook their feet under a surface, and do fast, high representative sit-ups thinking it'll give them six-pack abs. But here's what really happens biomechanically. Anchoring the feet activates the iliopsoas and rectus femoris, the hip flexors. These muscles pull on the lumbar spine as they contract, which places a compressive force on the lower back, especially during the upward phase of the movement. Instead of isolating your abs, you're overusing your hips and stressing your spine. This might not feel bad at first, but with repetition over days, weeks, and years, it contributes to anterior pelvic tilt, disc herniation, and chronic lower back pain. Especially for people who already sit a lot, desk workers, drivers, this movement pattern makes the postural imbalance worse. A safer and more effective alternative is the crunch. Unlike a sit-up, a crunch focuses on flexing the thoracic spine, the upper part of your spine, without involving the hips. You're isolating the rectus abdominis more effectively. Even better? Add planks, which train the entire core musculature, not just the abs, but also the transverse abdominis, internal and external obliques, and the erector spinae, without any spinal flexion at all. This builds strength while promoting spinal stability and posture. Next, let's talk about the upright row with a narrow grip. On the surface, it looks like a great way to build shoulder width and upper traps. But the devil is in the detail. When you pull the bar too close to your body with your hands close together and your elbows raised above shoulder level, you're jamming the greater tubercle of the humerus. That's the bony part of your upper arm, into the acromion of your shoulder blade. Between these two bones is the subacromial space, which houses critical tendons like the supraspinatus and the subacromial bursa. That space gets narrowed significantly in this position. Over time, this causes shoulder impingement syndrome, leading to sharp pain with overhead movement, nighttime shoulder pain, and weakness. It's not something that appears after one session. It builds up slowly and silently until you suddenly realize you can't lift your arm without pain. To train the shoulders more safely, switch to dumbbell lateral raises. With proper form, slight bend in the elbow, controlled movement, and a focus on leading with the elbows, you'll engage the middle deltoid effectively without putting pressure on that narrow subacromial space. Keep your arm just slightly below parallel to avoid joint strain and make the exercise even safer. Now, let's discuss a move that looks powerful but is deceptively harmful, the behind the neck shoulder press. The logic behind it is the same as with behind the head pull downs. People believe it provides a better stretch or a more complete range of motion. But anatomically, this movement is deeply flawed. Bringing a barbell down behind your head forces your shoulder joint into abduction and external rotation simultaneously, which is an unstable and vulnerable position under load. Add in the fact that most people also have limited thoracic mobility, and they compensate by leaning their neck forward to avoid the bar, placing strain on the cervical spine. You increase the likelihood of labrum tears, neck tension headaches, and instability in the rotator cuff, especially the infraspinatus and teres minor, which are overstretched in this position. So what should you do? Use a front barbell press or dumbbell shoulder press, keeping the weight in front of your face. Lower to about chin level, and avoid flaring the elbows too far out. You're still working all three heads of the deltoid, anterior, medial, and to a degree, posterior, while maintaining proper joint alignment and head position. Bonus tip: if you struggle with overhead mobility, seated presses or landmine presses are excellent transitional options. Last, let's talk about a sneaky bad habit: bouncing at the bottom of a squat. This usually happens when someone drops into a squat quickly and uses the rebound to lift back up. It feels powerful, but it's not. What you're doing is creating a stretch reflex response, which is fine in trained athletes, but most gym goers aren't activating muscle. They're using momentum, and worse, they're putting tremendous strain on the knees and lower back. When you bounce at the bottom, you transfer load to the patellar tendon, meniscus, and lower back discs, especially if you have tight hips or ankles. If your form is even slightly off, knees caving in, heels lifting up, you could cause a valgus collapse, increasing your risk of ligament tears, particularly in the ACL. The better way? Squat with control. Use a slow eccentric phase, meaning take 2 to 3 seconds to go down. Pause briefly at the bottom to eliminate momentum. Then use your muscles, especially your glutes, quads, and hamstrings, to power your way up. Keep your core tight, your spine neutral, and your feet grounded. That's how you build real, functional strength and keep your joints healthy. So what's the big takeaway here? It's not just about what exercises you do, but how you do them. If you're copying workouts blindly from social media, or doing what you've always done because no one corrected you, it's time to hit pause. Your body isn't invincible, and injuries caused by poor form or bad movement patterns can take months or even years to heal. Train smarter. Learn the difference between hard and effective. Prioritize control over intensity. And always respect your anatomy, because once it breaks down, no amount of motivation can fix it overnight. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who might be unknowingly making these mistakes. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth fitness breakdowns. Your body is your only permanent home. Treat it like it matters.